So at least we know now why the owner of this team's name is Mark Cuban. Hi, my name is Kyle and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the owner of an NBA team, Mark Cuban. He decided to stop playing the national anthem in front of his NBA team's basketball games. Of course, he's the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. His name is Mark Cuban, and of all places, Texas. As if to say, sure, nobody's going to notice that we're not playing the national anthem in front of an NBA game in Texas. Who would think? So this article comes to us from the Daily Wire. The author of it is Amanda Prestiel-Camo. Hope I said that correctly. I probably did not, but I did my best. So this article here goes on to say the NBA's Dallas Mavericks stopped playing the national anthem before home games at the direction of Mark Cuban in February. In reaction to the move, Texas Republicans, get this is the cool part, passed a bill called the Star-Spangled Banner Act, requiring the anthem to be played before professional sports games in Texas, lest teams want to give up their funding and business relationships with the state. That is awesome. And I'm going to go into why this is not a problem with free speech, because it talks about that in the article. And the backlash on this is pretty interesting. I'm going to go through some Twitter feeds as well. And this may be the way to actually handle these leftists. And the takeaways from this video, I want you to come up with the fact that Mark Cuban is obviously a woke guy, all right? And no offense to anyone who may have the same last name, but Cuba, it just seems to fit. I mean, the people in Cuba who are here in America know the damages that socialism, communism has on people in the society. And I don't know why leftists just don't get that, especially someone like Mark Cuban. Now, I know his story and how he got his money. Now, he worked hard for it to a point, but he didn't really get it like President Trump got it, okay? However, even still, when you have that much money and you have to have that much tax burden, I don't see how anyone can't be conservative knowing that the upper tier pay most of the taxes, way more taxes than are proportionally out there. So that being said, he's obviously a leftist, and this article goes in to say that the legislation actually passed last week and is headed to Republican Governor Greg Abbott's desk for a signature. So Mark Cuban actually says here, he says that none of the 13 preseason and regular season games played at the American Airlines Center. Isn't that interesting that he's playing at the American Airlines Center, yet he still doesn't want to play the national anthem? This season have featured the anthem before the game, including Monday's game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, the first played this season with a limited amount of fans in attendance. So, you know, the key thing here to understand is that Mark Cuban is one of the reasons why the NBA has gone so far to the left. And it really helps players like LeBron and some of the coaches like Popovich and Steve Kerr, these woke NBA players and NBA owners and NBA coaches, not to mention the shill NBA media who wants to get in good with these people, and they'll report anything they want to report to keep them in the good graces of LaChina James and the rest of the BLM Marxist crew that adhere to that ideology. So you have a silo of support around this. And of course, you have the owner who is totally oblivious and totally backed away from his promise last year to not do the BLM, the Marxist, outwardly showing anti-American rhetoric that we're seeing now. He promised last year that that would not be a thing this year, and obviously he lied. So, and that's what's happening with Mark Cuban and his idiocy in his rhetoric that he says, which makes zero sense in real life. So it says here that NBA teams now in process of welcoming fans back to the arenas. All teams will play the national anthem in keeping with long-standing policy. This is coming from the NBA Chief Communications Officer Mike Bass issued a statement stating that the anthem must be played by all teams. Now let me take a break here and tell you exactly why teams play the national anthem before games. They play national anthem before the games to bring the fans together, to bring the audience together, to put people into a good mood, to bring them to adverse sides. You have the home and away that are obviously there for their team to win. So by default, they're at odds with each other. But the national anthem brings everyone together under one banner called America. And if you want to know more about that, check out my video, Why America is Great. We talk about that. What makes America great? And also to get people into a good mood so they can go and get their popcorn, their candy, and their beer, and their hot dogs. Okay? So it's to put people in a good mood. It's good for everybody. It puts everybody at ease. When the game starts, they can play, and then they can be at odds during that game. That's the point of the national anthem. And it actually stemmed out of the Civil War. Came out of from where the American League came out because they wanted to break away and create something that people, fans, could come together in. And so that's why it's important. And to take that away from people and from the fans, not only is it tradition, not only is it a slap in the face of this country and the people who died for this country, but also it's bad business. And Mark Cuban, of all people, should know that, especially being on the show that he's on, Shark Tank. He should know that that's bad business and that his virtue signaling doesn't do anything for anybody. All it does is continue false narratives and continue to bring people like LeBron James out in the open to do stupid things and to be impressionable to kids on the street to do stupid things as well. And we mentioned that time and time again on this channel. Here's a great statement from Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. I love this quote here. He says, Mark Cuban, your decision to cancel your national anthem at Dallas Mavericks games is a slap in the face of every American and an embarrassment to Texas. Sell the franchise and some Texas patriots will buy it. We are the land of the free and the home of the brave. Absolutely. And, you know, I don't get it, these woke people. I don't understand it. What are they reading? Obviously, they're reading the mainstream media. They're not reading black and white sports. They're not looking up sports wars. They're not going over to Outkick.com or the Daily Wire or any other places that have reputable information that looks at least both sides from a semi-honest perspective. You know what I mean? I can say right now, this channel, we're obviously leaning right. I try my best to at least present sides from both sides. Of course, we're usually right because the other side is just totally wrong, but at least I present the arguments and at least look at it from an objective standpoint and say, okay, this is what they say, and this is what I say, and this is why I think objectively that they're wrong. And at times, I may be wrong. But the other side, the left, they won't even entertain that. If you even have the idea that the other side may be wrong, you are banned, you are canceled, you are ridiculed, you're shut away, you could be deplatformed because they do not want the opposite opinion on anything. Because if they do that, all of a sudden they have to defend it. And because their positions ultimately suck, they can't do so. There's egg on their face and they have to save face. They can't. So they don't even want to bother with that. So they just cancel you. It's much easier to cancel you and block you. And that's really what it comes down to. Their ideas suck. They can't defend it. They don't want to defend it because if they do, it makes them look bad. So then just go ahead and just block you because it saves time and energy on their part. But again, that's a tyranny system, as a totalitarian system, and it's not what America is about. So what do you think about that? What do you think about Mark Cuban on the down low, on the sneak tip, stopping the national anthem in Texas for his NBA basketball games, the most woke league in professional sports, NBA, the Marxist BLM, American hating NBA, which used to be a great league, I must say, but not anymore. Tell me your thoughts below. I'd be curious to know what you think. And if you like what we do in this channel, we take pop culture and politics and filter to you in a conservative manner, then please click the like and subscribe button and that bell icon so you don't miss any future content. And also, if you want to support this channel, there's a join button there that you can click to learn how to do that. And also, another way to support this channel is to check out some of our other videos, like the ones we have picked up for you right here.